Here are some areas in my life that improved when I quit drinking. And I want to preface this by saying these areas got better simply from just quitting drinking. Like I made zero effort whatsoever other than just putting the bottle down. The big one was my anxiety. When I was actively drinking, I was convinced that I was someone who just had chronic anxiety, and that's just how I was, and I needed to drink in order to deal with that. Well, when I quit drinking, I noticed about 2-ish weeks later, my anxiety was literally cut in half. It went from a 10 to a 5. And as time went on, I got to a place where my anxiety was pretty much almost non-existent. And the little bit of anxiety that I still would get, it was so much more manageable because when you're sober, you have so much more of a clear mind, so much more of a rational mind. I didn't start any new medications. I didn't do any kind of self-help books. Not that there's anything wrong with doing either of those, but my anxiety improved drastically because I stopped poisoning my body. Sleep was a huge one, but that didn't happen right away. It took time, but I started sleeping like a baby at night. And that was because I was no longer consuming alcohol, which disrupts your sleep, which ultimately led to less depression because I was waking up in the morning well rested, which gave me motivation, energy, and drive. I no longer wanted to sit in my bed and rot, absolutely hating my life. I actually wanted to get up and do things. So depression was gone. Started losing weight, started losing that puffiness because alcohol causes inflammation and causes you to retain water. And I certainly wasn't trying at first. I was eating everything in sight. I couldn't get enough of the sugar, but I was no longer consuming an insane amount of calories from the alcohol. I can only imagine how many extra calories I was consuming on a 5-day bender. I noticed my mind was sharper. I could keep a running to-do list in my head. I was able to multitask because I no longer had all the brain fog. My marriage got better because I was more present and in the moment. And there was a lot less fighting because I wasn't in a blackout rage spewing out nonsense and hurtful things anymore. I had more money because I wasn't impulsively making purchases on Amazon that I would forget that I even purchased, and it would show up and I would be like, oh, what's this? And I also wasn't spending all the money on alcohol. These are all literally just cause and effect things. And like I said, I made